while the food delivery game may change up in the US very, very soon. What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine, back with another video. This video, I want to talk about this whole situation that's going on in China and how this could change the food delivery business here in the US. Now, I'm not going to say the name of this virus that's going on in China because a lot of videos on YouTube have been getting demonetized, and even worse, they've just been getting taken down, just people talking about this virus, and this is something that's not advertiser friendly, and it's really, really weird. But I'm not going to say the name of the virus, but there's a virus in China that is making a lot of people sick. This virus is spreading from country to country, and a lot of cities in China already, they're on lockdown. And what does this have to do with the food delivery business? So I did read a comment from a YouTube subscriber that said, you're not gonna make any money once the virus hits America, okay? The virus is already here in America, and there are a handful of cases already in California. So the next thing up is, when will things get worse here? And if things get worse here, what will happen? And what will the food delivery business look like? I mean, at least temporary or maybe short term. So what's going on in China already is people are not going to work. A lot of kids are not going to school. People have been instructed to stay at home and stay indoors. So question, how do you eat? How do you eat? In China, the food delivery business is thriving right now. Just because, how do you eat? You know, you have to stay home. So if you have to stay home, what are you going to eat? Well, you're probably going to order food. So the food delivery business is doing really, really good in China. But however, the food delivery business has sort of changed. I've watched a couple videos online, and basically how food delivery carriers are making deliveries in China, they're making deliveries like this, okay? You have a carrier, he pulls up on his bike, and he has the food in a bag. He takes the food out of the food delivery bag. He sets it on the bike, or he sets it down like on a table or somewhere outside. He walks back, walks away, and then he instructs the customer, okay, it's safe to walk over and take the food. The customer walks over, takes the food, the customer walks away, the food delivery person goes back to the bike. Now, I bet you guys are wondering, wow, that's all they're gonna do? No. So at the restaurant, what they're doing in China already, and I imagine if things get worse, they're gonna do the same thing here, all throughout the US and probably all throughout the world if they haven't already started doing this. So the person at the restaurant that is preparing the food, they have their temperature checked constantly. Like, I don't know how constant, maybe it's every 30 minutes, maybe it's every hour, but they're constantly having their temperature checked. So the person that's preparing the food has to fill out this card. This card has their name, it has the restaurant information, and it also has their body temperature and the time that their temperature was taken. Now, when they give the food to the carrier, the food is already wrapped up in the bag. The carrier, the food delivery carrier, has to have his temperature checked over and over and over throughout the day. And his name is written on the receipt, as well as his temperature and the time. So if food is delivered to someone and they get sick and they've ordered food for like a week, they can figure out, okay, they've ordered food from these restaurants. Did they get this disease from one of these restaurants? If they did get it from this restaurant, was it the restaurant or was it the carrier? And then they can figure out, like, where did this come from? They can figure out how to stop this, and they can figure out how to slow this down. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, how is that gonna work? Because a lot of times when I go to a restaurant to pick up food, it's usually multiple people making the food. There's one person chopping the salad. There's one person over here chopping the dead animals, the steak, the chicken, the vegetables. And then there's someone else ringing everything up. There's someone else cleaning the floors. There's someone else putting everything in the bags. Like, there's a different job for everyone else. So if this does come to the US, it's gonna be definitely a change in the restaurant scene. There's gonna be a mad change in the restaurant scene. Just right now, when I go pick up a majority of orders in San Francisco, I show up to a restaurant at night, the restaurant's completely dead. It's all food delivery orders. But that's not every restaurant. Some restaurants are packed all the time. Like, they're always packed. You have to fight to get in the restaurant. Now, if parts of the US, or if San Francisco, for example, goes on lockdown, there won't be anybody in that restaurant. There won't be anyone in any of these restaurants. There will only be people picking food up. And I know a lot of people are wondering, so what are you gonna do, Jermaine? Are you gonna leave? Are you gonna leave the country? Are you gonna leave California? There was talks that I would go live in the desert if things got really bad. Like I would just leave, like I'd just walk away from this lease that I'm paying on and just don't pay them any more money and just leave and then come back after a couple months after it's all done. I was joking with that, but I actually don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna stay around. I think I'm gonna stay around and stick it out. You know, sometimes things get bad and people run away. Sometimes things get bad and people want to stick around, you know. I mean, if an earthquake happened here today, I don't think I would want to run away. I think I'd want to stick around just to see what would happen and just to see what happened and just to see how the city revolves, you know. And if this breakout does happen here in a place that I love a lot, I'm just gonna deal with it. I have a really close friend, and she is older than me, and she's definitely on the doom and gloom side. She'll probably actually see this video, and she was telling me about the virus, and oh my gosh, when I talk to her, I almost just want to just run away and go jump off one of these buildings, because when I talk to her, it's like, just life is just bad, you know, like this virus is gonna kill us, and you can't run from it. Even if you go to the desert, you can't run because you need food. Oh yeah, like I'm gonna go to the desert without food. I think I'd figure that one out before I would take off and go to the desert. Guys, this thing could get bad. It could get bad, but what if it doesn't get bad? You know, what if it goes away in a couple weeks? But then what if it doesn't go away in a couple weeks? What if it doesn't go away? What if it doesn't go away? What if I have to like wear a suit and a mask and some freaking shoes on a hot day to go deliver food? Will I still want to do it? I think I'll still do it, but maybe I wouldn't deliver in the heat of the day. I don't know. I'm just getting really random here, but this is something I think that we should really think about. You know, I've definitely been thinking about it. Like I said, I'm not really worried about it. If I die, it's time for me to die. You know, I really believe that people die when it's their time. So if it's not your time, like I don't think you're gonna die. Now, I'm not saying go jump out in front of a bus, because maybe it wasn't your time when you thought about jumping out in front of the bus, but then 2 seconds later when you jumped out in front of the bus, that was your time. So I'm not just saying like, you know, just go do whatever you want. If it's not your time, you're not gonna go. But what I'm saying is we really can't live life in fear, because if you live life in fear, what are you gonna, you're not gonna get anything accomplished in life, you know? If you're so afraid of the economy crashing that you never ever invest anything in your whole life, if you're so afraid of, you know, getting sick, you don't want to travel, if you're so, I mean, if you live in fear, you live in fear. And I don't want to live in fear, but I'm kind of scared a little bit, you know? A little bit, you know? I think I can hang through, you know? But I just kind of wanted to make a video talking about this whole situation that's going on and how the whole food delivery game could change up. I actually think that if this is a really big problem, I think that the food delivery business will pick up like greatly. Like I think it'll be really busy, because everyone's going to be ordering food, and it's not going to be just people ordering food. You're going to have a lot of people working from home, okay? So you're gonna have a lot of people not leaving their house, and people need stuff all the time, you know, not just food. People need random stuff, you know. Maybe you need something from the store, but if you can't go to the store because of the virus, you're probably gonna have to get it delivered. So I guess it will be people out. It'll just be delivery people out. I don't know how this is gonna happen. Like, I don't know how this is gonna work. I mean, I'm just sort of making a video, and I'm just feeding. I'm just trying to come up. I don't know. I'm just sort of making a video, and I'm just trying to figure out what can actually happen and what will happen. I don't know. I'm just making a video, just trying to think about the things that could happen very, very soon. And I'm also trying to be very optimistic. Maybe this could be a really good, maybe we can learn something from this. I don't know what could we learn from this, but once again, I'm just trying to be optimistic here in this situation, because what else am I gonna do? Just tell myself I'm gonna die, and tell myself that everybody's gonna get sick, and tell myself that I'm gonna have to leave this place I love so much, and where am I gonna leave and go to? You know, like, so at the end of the day, I'm still loving life. I'm living it up until now, and I hope things don't get worse in the future. But anyway, thought I would make a video talking about this whole situation that's going on, this disease that's going on. It has started in China. I almost wanted to say Southeast Asia. I almost didn't want to say China, but it started in China. But anyway, I'm gonna go edit this video, go upload this one to the web, and like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, yo.